Hi, folks. It's Hamer the hypnotist here, and I'm here with Ollie today. And Ollie has very kindly agreed to be hypnotized by me. We're going to be demonstrating a technique which I learned from one of the masters, David Snyder, in this world called color breathing. And Ollie has very kindly agreed to participate in this. So Ollie, can you tell me a little bit about yourself and what inspired you to get into hypnosis?
Yeah, sure. So I'm I'm 30 years old. I'm from Bungay, Suffolk. Um, my story really starts with I was lacking confidence big time.
Hmm.
Um, and I went to a hypnosis, Carl Smith, um, and he he hypnotized me in a pub.
In a pub.
In a pub,
That sounds like Carl.
he done six other people before me. I was one of six. Um, and I went along and I was open-minded about it and I'd done it. And first of all, my confidence was there straight away. Like I was like, okay, yeah, I can feel that. And it wasn't until about 2 weeks later that I went to a dinner and dance type thing. And my confidence was sky high. I was chatting to people that I wouldn't normally go and talk to. Normally I'm quite shy. And I just felt really, really confident, which then pushed my mental health up. Um, and I thought to myself after, I thought, I want to do this. I want to go make a difference to people's lives for anxiety and confidence. And so I got in touch with Carl and I said, can you help me do what you do? Because you've changed my life. Um, and he very much helped me to and gave me the tools that I needed to
Yeah,
to start. So it's baby steps, but I'm only young and I've got a lot of life ahead of me, so I'm sure that I'll get there with
you certainly
determination.
will. You
Um,
certainly will. Well, I'm very excited to have you here today with me, Ollie. So, if there was one th confidence is a great thing to have because it change once you have that confidence, it changes everything in your life. So that's something that we can work on today. But besides confidence, if there was something else that you wanted more of today,
um,
that'd be
that would be probably uh, to be less anxious if that was possible.
less anxious.
Yes, because the confidence is higher. That might not make sense, but the confidence is high, but the anxiety creeps through um, quite badly. So I'm confident, but I'm anxious.
I can understand that, and it reminds me. I had another client quite recently, and she was she was getting anxious about doing a public speaking event, and it turns out that I said to her that quite often it's not so much that you're anxious, it's that you're actually excited because you're going into learn something different which you haven't done before, and it's normal when you get that butterfly feelings and those knots in your stomach and it whirs up into you. It's actually that's actually quite a normal reaction. And there are some things that we can do over time to help you to manage that more in a more positive way. One of them is to go into peripheral vision. We haven't got time to do that today, but at a later date, it's like you imagine that there's a spot in front of you, like the dot on the computer screen, and you just expand all of your awareness all the way around the room, so right behind you, and everything else. And it's impossible when you do that, it's impossible for all the chatter and all the things that make you feel anxious or nervous to actually take place. But So you know about hypnotism. Then you know it's not zombieism. You know it's not me turning you into a cat or a dog or a parrot and making you do stupid stuff. That's the role of a stage hypnotist. That's not what we're doing here today. Because naturally, when you go into hypnotic trance, it's like having the most pleasant, positive, profound daydream that you can possibly imagine. And so my job as your hypnotist is to guide you through a meaningful experience that will lead you into positive and profound change. Your job is to actually have the experience, and in order for you to do that, I just need you to be willing to follow a few instructions. Um, just get out of your own way. Let go of any thoughts of what is and what isn't hypnosis, what is and what isn't possible. If you push back, it won't work. But if, on the other hand, you say, "Yeah, I love these suggestions. I know they're going to work today," you're going to have a very different experience. So when I suggest a thought, then think that thought. If I suggest an image or a picture and just color, then just picture it clearly. If I suggest a sound, then hear that sound. If I suggest a feeling, then bring forth that feeling. And if I suggest a belief, then in that moment, make it absolutely true, just for long enough for you to actually have the experience and then to decide to keep the positive change. So let me tell you why this works, Ollie. Most of us at some level know deep down what we need to do in order to get the change we want. But if life were really that simple, then we'd all be rich and we'd all be thin. Yeah. So once again, my job it's to guide you through an experience that gives you the change that you want, a change that puts you firmly in control so that you're feeling less anxious, more confident, charismatic in all the right ways. And your job is just to follow the instructions and come along for the ride. So you're happy to be hypnotized and
Yeah,
you're happy to be hypnotized by me.
yeah,
Perfect. So are you ready?
I'm ready.
Ready. So what I'd like you to do now is to just take a very slow, deep breath. Hold that breath in for a count of three, two, one. Close your eyes and let that breath out with a sigh. With each and every breath you take, relaxing you more and more. With each and every word I say, relaxing you more and more. Any sounds other than the sound of my voice will not disturb you in any way. They're simply the sounds of the environment around you. Will only serve us to remind you as to why you're here and allow you to follow my instructions even easier. And the deeper you go, the better it feels. And the more you can move into this wonderful, relaxing, mystical place, the more you can access resources inside your unconscious now, the deepest part of your mind, that temple of your mind, opening up for new thoughts, new feelings, new behaviors, new understandings, new learnings that allow you to live life in a much different way than ever before as you begin to learn how to learn in new ways. There's a way of thinking and a way of being we call hypnotic trance. It's not linear. It's not logical terribly, but it's powerful. That deeper part of your mind opening up, more and more relaxed, floating, flying, drifting, dreaming, all the way down to the very basement of relaxation. And in a moment, not yet, but in just a moment, Ollie, we're going to relax your mind to the same extent that your body continues to relax. We're going to do that in a very special way. We're going to do that by reciting the letters of the alphabet backwards, starting with the letter Z. By the time you get to X, or even sooner, I want you to relax those letters completely out of your mind. on from your body. So starting with the letter Z or Z, smaller, darker, harder to see, harder to find. Y,
Oh,
smaller, darker, harder to see. Turning the volume all the way down, down, down. Now, I can't have that experience for you, Ollie. Only you can allow it to happen, want it to happen, expect it to happen, and enjoy the process of allowing it to happen. When you know those letters are completely gone from your mind, give me an unconscious nod, just so I know. Fantastic. You're doing ever so well here. Now, I want you to notice you've been feeling that anxiety. I want you to notice there's a color associated. There's a place in your body where that feeling stems from. Just touch yourself on the body where that comes from. And notice there's a color with that feeling. Fantastic. So, what's the color of that anxiety? First impression?
blue.
Blue. Blue. Now, if your autonomic nervous system, God, the universe, whatever power may be running your life, could send you a color, an energy, a feeling, a vibration, a frequency that could completely turn that blue color around. Make space for something more positive. What color would that be, first impression?
Red.
Red. Right. Now, what I want you to do, Ollie, is I want you to imagine a big ball of that red, confident energy floating above your head. Notice how the feelings shift as that big ball of energy begins to grow, begins to expand, begins to fill the entire room around you, from wall to wall, from floor to ceiling, and all points in between. Notice how it wraps itself around you like an amazing blanket of confidence, of charisma, of love, of warmth, of appreciation and gratitude, playfulness, curiosity, and all the emotions that make you, that leave you feeling empowered, whilst at the same time immunizing you, protecting you, inoculating you from any negative voices, any less than positive thoughts or emotions, real or imagined, whilst at the same time flooding your body, flooding your spirit, flooding your mind with everything you most want, everything you most need in an infinite, ever expanding, and unlimited supply. And when you know you've got that, Ollie, and only when you know you've got that, breathe in that magical color. That's right. Let it fill up your entire being. Like water fills a bottle. like fluid fills a test tube, like hot air or helium fills a balloon. Let it flow through every cell, every tissue, every organ, every part of your mind and body, filling you up. That feeling of warmth, confidence, charisma, excitement, passion, and all the feelings that make you feel so good about who you are. Pushing out any less than positive emotions. When you know you've got it, possible to turn off. Test it. Try to turn that good feeling off, that positive energy. Notice what happens instead. Notice how, with each and every beat of your heart, that feeling of confidence just gets stronger and stronger with every breath, with every beat of your heart. Feeling more confident, more charismatic, more excited about life, moving forward in every possible way. It just gets better, and it only gets better from now on, from so long as your heart continues to beat and your lungs continue to breathe. That feeling of confidence getting stronger as that magical color continues to flow all throughout your mind, all throughout your body, throughout every cell, every tissue, every organ, every part of your mind, body, and spirit, energetically synergized, harmonized, revitalized for your highest state of being. Take that feeling, and when you know you've got it, take an extra breath, double that feeling. Keep doubling it. Keep doubling that momentum, double the pleasure, double the excitement, double the confidence until it takes on a life of its own, until finally, finally, you know you've got that feeling. Impossible to turn off. And when you realize it's true, and only when you realize it's true, take an extra breath of that magical color and flow it through the place where all that old energy used to be. And notice what happens. And as you continue to absorb all these installations, transformations, I'd like to invite that deeper part of your mind to make all the changes necessary to allow Ollie to be brighter, more confident, more charismatic, more excited about life more and more, and to ask himself when he might to replace that feeling of anxiety with a sense of excitement and curiosity about what's going on in life, and to remind him consciously that those feelings may just be those feelings that he thought was anxiety might actually be excitement and what he needs to motivate him to move powerfully forward. And in a moment, Not yet, but in a few moments, I'm going to count from 1 to 5. When I do, Ollie, you'll emerge from this process with a much brighter perspective. You'll feel colors will appear more lucid and vivid. You'll feel lighter and brighter. And sounds will be more resonant and you'll feel wonderful. But it all begins with one. You're the one this is all about. You're the one that's in control. You're the one that followed the instructions. You're the one that gets the change. Two, two parts of your mind coming together. Your unconscious mind, where the intuition lives, and your conscious mind, where the intellect and reason live. Merging together, agreeable, so all parts of your mind, body, and spirit working together, energetically synergized and aligned, revitalized for your higher state of being. And three, reminding you that there are always three ways to solve any particular situation, circumstance, or problem. And your other than conscious mind can logically, intuitively, automatically, and easily provide you with exactly the right solution in exactly the right moment, in exactly the right way for the ultimate good of all parties concerned, including you. And four, coming back to this place we call reality and bringing back with you a brand new reality, a reality where you're the one that's in control, where you're the one that's feeling lighter and brighter, re-energized, harmonized and synergized and feeling powerful in all the right ways, with more compassion, with more playfulness, more curiosity and excitement, and all those emotions that make you feel so good about who you are. Just like an eagle spreading its wings on a mountaintop with a much higher plane, much clearer perspective of what's going on. And when you wake up, you'll see colors more vividly, more brighter. You'll feel wonderful, head clear, mind clear, personality intact. And five, when take all the time in the next few moments to emerge from this process, whenever you're ready, open your eyes and notice how good you feel.
Yeah, that was good.
You like that?
Yeah, that was really good, really different.
Fantastic. What do you have for breakfast?
Um, Not much.
Okay, so not much. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident do you feel right now?
At this moment in time, 10.